A lot of fighters are concerned about how to get better or how to become great. Think of it like this: if you're already good at something, get better at it. And think of like a tool, right? I'm hanging up my clothes. I'm doing laundry. Think of like a tool, like a screwdriver, right? So I'm a screwdriver. What sense would it make for me to become, like, try to be a hammer? I'm not going to do too well. Like, I might do okay. It's going to look like a really rough job, but there's no sense in me trying to do what a hammer does. You understand? So the faster you can identify the type of fighter you are or the type of fighter you want to become, then you adjust yourself as such. So think, if you're a high octane, high volume fighter, or that's what you want to be, you want to throw 60 to 80 punches around on average, upwards to 100 punches. Crazy, right? Well, guess what? You're going to have to do a lot of things that result in exercising towards that goal. Or if you want to work on being more defensive and like a counterpunch kind of fighter, do everything that does that, but do it at its highest level. A lot of people have certain gears. Like my first or second gear can be your third or fourth gear. And my third or fourth gear could be like way beyond your fifth or sixth gear, if you even have that many gears. Like, you have to understand that. You have to understand all of the realms of possibilities, and then you have to be realistic with yourself as far as what you're good at, what you're great at, and what you're not so good at. Identification is going to be very, very prominent in your furthering of training moving forward. Because if you're not able to identify the type of fighter you are or the type of person you are, then how are you going to be able to identify the type of fighter you're going against? And then how to identify, oh, they're doing these habits, I'm going to catch them at this. There's a lot of times where people are in a fight and they're in this flow state of tit for tat. I punch, you punch, I punch, you punch. And they're not able to get out of that. I hate it so much. I'm just like, if they would just cut through the bull crap and be able to understand that you're in a back and forth rather than doing something different to shift the atmosphere, to change the pace, change the timing, change the tempo, you're far beyond. A lot of people can't adjust. Bro, there's so, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff that is very simple, but if you were able to just, you gotta study. You gotta study boxing. You can't just, oh, I watch Jake Paul, I watch Conor McGregor, like, you're not studying the game of boxing. You just because you put on gloves and you punch the mitts and you punch the bag and you go to the gym and you spar, you do all the things. You're not boxing still. You're still not boxing. You're only boxing when you study. And there's like three forms of studying. It's the application of doing, like reading head knowledge, literature, studying film is also kind of combined into the same sense. And then um, understanding how to identify particular things and why things work particular ways, the strategy behind it, and fight IQ. There's so much nuance. There's so many ways that you could throw a punch this way. If someone already threw a punch this way, there's only this punch to throw. So it's like, if I already made somebody miss and I'm coming on the outside of their arm, I know only one way they're going to be able to hit me is to adjust or to just throw the other shot, which more than likely, if I'm already on the outside, they're not going to do that. They're going to turn and adjust to my frame. And I could already switch to where they not have to adjust again. And now they got to guard from another shot that's coming. And then I'm already on this side. Then they got to adjust again, like, and then tie up. And then there's so, stop looking for tips and tricks. Please stop looking for tips and tricks. That's not going to get you anywhere. That's such a novice way of thinking about boxing and how this thing goes, bro. There's so much to this thing, bro.